Here's a look at the new Deluxe Black Series Saw Gerrera. Here's the figure in the box, and this figure is just now starting to hit Target stores. It looks like it's hitting all of them across the US around the same time, so over the course of the next week I would get out to your Targets and start checking the shelves for these. Just a heads up, they are holding these figures and a lot of the other new ones they're getting in the back as they go through a transition in their toy display, so give them a little bit of time to get those figures from the back out to the shelf. Looking at the figure in the box, I think it looks really cool. Ever since they announced the figure, I thought it looked amazing, and I do really understand introducing it at that deluxe price point without having too many accessories to go with it. I especially love the color that these Rogue One boxes use. That kind of blue-green look is my personal favorite of any of the movie colors that they've chosen. On the side, you can get a good look at that art they have there, and I think that looks great. I especially love on this one getting to see Jedha and Saw Gerrera's base in the background. That's awesome. If you take a look at the back of the box, you can see another look at that artwork and some text talking about the character. With these deluxe boxes, I'm not sure how I like their design. They're just the regular Black Series boxes, but widened out. I do think they look okay, but I would have preferred if they did something a little more special for these deluxe figures, especially if you're going to be paying around $35 for a single figure. Either way, I'm still pretty happy with it, and I think this one especially is probably my favorite looking one. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box. Here's a look at the figure loose, and this one is really amazing. It's gotta be my favorite Black Series figure that they've done in a while. I was pretty impressed with that deluxe throne room Boba Fett. I thought there was a decent value there with the sculpts and the accessories for it being deluxe, but this figure blows that one away in my book. The intricate details all over the sculpt are amazing, especially on that torso piece with all the tubes and apparatuses you have on there. It looks awesome. This character walks that line really well of having a cool, intricate design without feeling over-designed, and I love it. As much as I think they could have used the character better in the movie, I think the figure they made of him is great. He comes with a walking stick accessory that fits nicely into either of the hands and looks good to pose with, and if we look down you can see that one of the feet on this figure is actually a robot foot, and I love to see that. It really feels like every inch of this sculpt was meticulously crafted and made and painted, and I love it. I really do get the deluxe price point for this figure without throwing in a bunch of different accessories. There weren't really too many things he interacted with in the movie, so there's not much else they could put in there anyway, but I understand how making this figure would eat up a lot of their budget. Looking at the face sculpt, I think it looks great. One of the better 6-inch face sculpts I've seen in a while. If there's anything I would improve about it, I would add a little bit more gray into the hair so it isn't all one color, but that's kind of a small detail and I can get past that. The blaster for the figure can fit nicely into the holster on the side, or it can be posed in the hand. Either way, I think it looks really good and it fits nicely in that hand. Now the cape, shawl, whatever piece that Saw Gerrera wears is all one piece on this figure. You can attach it or detach it into a peg in the shoulder, and if you swing around to the other shoulder, you can see that that whole mount up there can be removed. Once you've removed that, you can then take the other peg out and remove the cape entirely. It's a little bit of a complicated system to hold all of these accessories in place, but once you have them locked in there, I don't feel like any of them are hanging on by a thread or anything. They all feel pretty secure once they're on there and can still move around a little so they don't get in your way while you're posing the figure. Overall, I am very happy with this guy. I think he's an amazing addition to the line, especially the Rogue One lineup where we haven't seen too many figures from it. I was really happy to see all those new photoreal updates for the main crew get released, and this figure was just the cherry on top of everything new that we've seen. I really hope that we can get this guy in 3.75 sometime soon. Seeing how amazing this figure is in 6-inch just makes me really jealous as someone who prefers TVC. It's a shame that the Black Series doesn't have more vehicles or playsets to go along with the figures. That's not really what they're scaled for, and it's another reason why I really want to see this guy in 3.75. I think it would look amazing if they made a playset of his base and you could set these figures up inside. For another look at this figure, other figures, vehicles, and playsets from across the Star Wars lines, be sure to check out the Jedi Collector on Instagram. Link will be in the description.